Well, I just wanted to tell you all about one of my dreams that I had. Oh, I would say it was at least a couple months ago, maybe 6 months ago. In my dream, I was with my mother and with other people and with my kids, and my husband was in the dream. I don't normally, I don't think I've ever dreamed of my mother, and we were actually friendly with each other, which isn't like we aren't that way in real life. We were someplace that I didn't feel uncomfortable wherever we were. I wasn't worried in the dream. I remember that there were rows of fold-up chairs, and that there was this little TV, and that me and her were sitting while other people were watching the TV, and I asked her something about Obama, and she told me that finally people were starting to speak against him, and we high-fived each other. And then somehow in the part of the dream, I don't understand how I left this building or enclosure, and actually somebody had brought in some donuts, so I didn't feel at all uncomfortable about the situation. But I was by my car, and all of a sudden, it was my truck, my Nitro. All of a sudden I heard, "You better wait, asshole." Sorry. A large boom, and the building where my kids were, there was like smoke coming out of it, and the doors had burst open, and it was a military building. If you've been in the military or you're a military brat, you kind of know what I'm talking about when you can tell those types of buildings, how they look the same. And my kids were running towards me, because I'd even put it on Facebook at the time that I had the dream. My kids were running and crying, running to me, and my son never runs and cries, and well, he's a runner, and he was running and crying at the same time. So I'm turning and I'm running to them, and out of the doorway these men come, and I would have told you that they were Marines, because they had that weird hat and the brim that's like flat all the way around their heads, and they look like Sergeant Slaughter from G.I. Joe, if you remember the cartoon, not the fucked up movie that they made. And in between all of these Marines, what I perceived as Marines, was this little man, because he came out and he told us, "We are now under martial law, and you are now under my jurisdiction." And I looked at this little man, and I saw his name, and McFarland, or McFarland, McPherson. It was a weird name. And I told him, "I'm a sovereign citizen, and fuck you, I'm leaving with my kids now." And I'm a big girl. I don't really take pictures of myself, but I am a big girl, and somehow something picked me up. It picked me up because I was looking over the little worm, and I looked at him and I told him, "You're a Freemason, and you're a member of the Empire of the City." At that time I woke up in real life, and I woke up Paul to tell him about the dream, and Paul thinks I'm nuts about my dreams, but I'm telling you. So I Googled Marine General with that name. I couldn't find anything on that man. So then I just decided to randomly Google that name. And my general, who I've never heard of before, never saw before, never thought of before, is actually in charge of the 2nd Cavalry Unit in Fort Bliss, Texas. I found all that out from Google. Same man, same, he looked the same as my dream. I even went researching into this man, because I know what I told the man in my dream. I know that he got his commission, and that his wife and his mother kept going, "Oh, where the families fought." Well, I don't want to make fun of them and mock them. The family has fought for the United States since before the United States was the United States, yada, 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 yada. I really wanted to find a Masonic connection. And, funny thing, I could track him down that he attended a Roman boarding school that happened to have been founded by Jesuits. That he gave money to it. His kids went to it. His father went to it. Not much on the father, although his father was in the military. But then I had pay dirt on the grandfather. Now remember, the mother and the wife were pimping the family. How they did this and did that. And I found his grandpa. Funny, when he died earlier in the year, he made no mention of his son or his grandson, who had just been made the leader of the 2nd Cavalry Unit in Fort Bliss. So this video that I shared, it said warning and then ... FEMA. It's exactly what my dream was. I don't know why I had the dream. Sometimes I have weird dreams, I admit. I don't know what. I don't know. Just prepare. I know that whenever I hear Fort Bliss mentioned, my ears pop up even more than they would normally, only because of that dream. And I try to keep my eye out for that man, too. Thank you. Bye.